Source code analysis is an integrated part of Easy Security. It's used a lot in the logins and permissions part, but it actually also used in the field level and data security. Updating the source code analysis is giving a lot of extra free permissions, so you don't have to do a lot of manual updates. It's also very useful information both for programmers, where you can use the relations and variables both to define quick security in a very easy way, object level access, and actually also go find a lot of information about how your application is built at that time. I'm in the Easy Security company in here now, and if I go look at it under Easy Security, you can find under details, you can find relations and the variables that are the output of the source code analysis in here. I want to do an example where I actually show how a change to the code actually will make permissions automatically come in here. So I'll open up the designer and switch to a license that allow me to do something. The first thing I want to do is create a new table, and I would just have a code field as normally and a description. It will be table 50,000 and it will be a web category. I of course also need a list for that one. And then I want to go back to my table. Then I want to go assign this one a few places in the application, and this new field, I really want to mark my customers and my vendors with it. So I will go add my new field 50,000 down here, and it will be a web category code. And I will have a table relation to 50,000 down here. Should also add caption and other things. For this example, it don't really matter. I'm going to copy that line. And then go in and do the same for my vendor in here. So I made a few changes in here. So if I look at it right now, I have 4 changed objects, 1 page, and my 3 individual tables in here. To run the source code analysis, I need to have a text file. So I'll just have changed objects.txt. And then I'll go back to Easy Security in here. As I go to the login and permissions, so before I import my source code analysis in here, I want to go to publish permission and get new data from live in here. As I do the source code analysis, it only looks at the objects that are in the list Easy Security know about. So if I don't do the get new data, some of the relations would actually not be found in here. So I get new data to get a list of objects that I actually want to be doing the source code analysis against. As I do that one, it actually updates my both quick security and also other permission sets in here for me. Because as I add new objects, both for quick security and object level security, I of course would have that one. So after that, I go select my changed objects text file and get the relation from the source code in here. So at this point, it now updated my relations. If I go look for my details, find my customer table, one of the last one down here should be my new table relation for 50,000 in here, my web category code in here. So all I did was I got the new objects, I imported my source code in here, and if I now go do a publish, I'll see that all these extra details are actually going to be added to my roles in here. It will take a little time here to do the publish. It recalculate the quick security. It update the permission sets. And then it will go create the restore points in here. So to see the changes, the best way would be to actually go to the restore points, create a new one. And then go ahead and compare this new restore point with my previous ones in here. So I can see I got 10 more permissions in here. So if I compare this one, I want to look at permission sets and the permissions in them. And I want to compare my 25 with the one that was right before my changes. So in this case, I can see anything that is grayed out is the old one. In my customer create, I got the read permission for this new table in here. In my customer edit, again, because I can edit the customer if I have either insert or modify, we will add the extra permission in here. In the vendor, I did the same. In the quick security data access, in my new table, because I don't have to do anything, this table is automatically added to quick security with full access. If I wanted less than that, I would of course go change it in here. In my reader, I only got read access, and of course in my super I got the full access. For the objects, I got the execute on my new page. And for the segregation of duty level, object level security, I also got the new access in here. So basically, everything was updated for me automatically. I didn't really have to do anything. One thing I probably would like to do in here is to go in and change my quick security access to that table. So instead of giving the full access, it's probably considered a read-only because somebody will put in the web categories, and I will only as a user be using the one people have in here. So as I add this web category in here, I'll mark it as no access and users can't get to it, or they can get to it, but they can't change it in here. The relations are also very useful in here. If I want to actually remove all reports that shows the GL entries or the GL accounts, I can actually use the relations to find those ones in here. So I'm looking for reports. I'm looking for reports where they have relation to a table data. And I'm looking for reports that have relation to either my GL account or my GL entry, 15 or 17 in here. So now I'm looking at a list of reports that have data items. It could also have permissions and many other relations to it. These reports, I don't want people with normal quick security access to actually use those ones. So I can select for quick security type, I want to do no access, and basically insert these ones. So now all these reports are taken away from people in the quick security in here. Simple way, simply filter in the relations, and you have all the information you want in here. You could also take away code units, of course, instead of reports and things like that one in here. It's very, very useful. Sometimes, even if you don't have a loop element, sometimes you actually have a variable inside populating something. So again, if I want to be totally sure, I want to go look at all reports where there's a relation or variable object type is table. And again, where the variable object ID is either 15 or 17 in here as before. And now I can see all the reports in the system that use a variable of that type out here also. And again, there's no reason people run this. I want to have no access to these reports also. So more objects were basically added in here. So the variables are looking deep in the code. The relations are more kind of loops and higher level information about the objects.